Yeah.
Live from the Kevin Hazlett for Congress studios, it's the Lummy Sports Show.
Pew, 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 pew.
With the Babyface.
Thank you, Brian. What a great intro. We're just getting real big time here, aren't we?
Big time.
Sponsored by Kevin Hazlett for Congress.
Yeah. Can you believe it? I pulled in that sponsorship for us. I don't know how I did it.
Great job, Brian. It seems like he follows right along your...
Oh, he and I, I mean, we're pretty much the same person politically. There's not much difference between the two of us.
813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BBA. A lot of...
Did you spell it wrong?
No, BUBBA.
It sounded like you cut it out.
Well, a couple like phones that like did a little flash. I see where Bubba talks about like how it gets a little distracting with the phones if they keep going off. And look at that. We have the split screen where Blitz put up. You have the YouTube, and then you have the Facebook.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Good job, man. Blitz is he's on fire, man. I'll tell you what.
Did you give him a couple extra bucks to help us out with that, too?
I'll give him a little rub and tug.
So how you been doing, Brian, since the last time you came on?
That's the currency around here now.
Is it? That? Oh, I see what you're doing.
You see what I'm saying there? Yeah.
Are you trying to say that maybe, that's why he helps out with the Off the Rail show?
Ass or gash, no one rides for free.
Oh, there you go. Interesting. Is that what you did to get the Kevin Hazlett thing?
Well, we won't go into that. I don't want to ruin his chances at office.
Perfect. How you been? Did you take off a little early, go see Ben and Jerry, go, have a couple of little scoops of ice cream?
I got some chunky monkey in my belly.
Those seem like your type of guys, your type of ice cream.
They're a little bit too granola for me, but their ice cream is delicious. You can't argue with that. You can not like their political or social stance, but man, they make good ice cream.
What's your favorite?
Late night American Dream or whatever it is.
Oh, who's on that?
It's got Colbert on it.
Oh, Colbert.
Stephen Colbert, I think.
Oh, that seems like it runs right along your favorite late night too, huh?
I think Stephen Colbert is a genius, a comedic genius. He's a very smart man, and again, you don't have to agree with his politics to say he's smart and knows what he's talking about.
He's been on a lot of good sitcoms too.
Sitcoms? I don't think he was in that word
writers.
right.
Writers on sitcoms.
Oh, he was a writer?
He made appearances. Like he was in that. Wasn't he in the?
Well, he was in the Daily Show, and that's where he got his break. And then he just had his own spinoff show, The Colbert Report, which is hilarious. But
Keith Hollinger, 100 stars. But who's Michael from The Office?
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. He was in that. I think he. What's his name? I think they were writers on the Dana Carvey show.
Yeah, they had a skit with the German waiters or whatever it was, the angry German guy. Yeah,
which I don't think that. Would
the nauseous waiters that get nauseous over every time they read. That was a funny skit, and the
German one
and
too.
then the angry German guys. Yeah,
I think it was like the redneck Germans or something. I don't think that one would be able to airable on TV these days.
But. How you doing, Lummy?
Good, man.
You get traded? Did you get traded to anybody?
Man, it is a quarterback carousel.
I heard Bubba's considering sending you over to the Drew Garabo show.
Oh, really?
We're going to trade you out
for an ice cream cone and maybe $5.
Yeah,
nothing.
No, for a board op, for a Cox board op,
or a phone screener.
That's it.
Thank
phone
you.
screener and a board op.
I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you, Keith, with 100 stars. So, I mean, obviously, we could go with the Aaron Rodgers
Well, let's
news.
start with the breaking news. Carson Wentz to the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I don't. What is it? 2 third-round picks.
Yeah, it's a 2022 third rounder and then a 23 third rounder that could become a second rounder if he plays 70% of their snaps.
What is it that they just don't like in Taylor
Heineke? I don't know.
I thought he was good. I thought last year, after the playoff game against the Bucs 2 years ago, he didn't play bad. He didn't play great. But what was he? He had I think 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, and I think he had like double-digit interceptions.
You can't make it as a one-receiver team in the NFL anymore, though. And they have McLaurin, and then that's it. They've got nothing else. So
in their tight end position, do they? I don't think they really have anything on their tight end position. I think it's always hurt, right?
I mean, they were dinged up this year, but they don't have much, in terms of offensive firepower. I mean, Heineke wasn't great. Okay?
Yeah, but Carson Wentz is not the answer either.
Probably not. But Heineke threw 20 TDs versus 15 picks this year. That's not great. That's not great. That's not great.
But if he probably, like you said, he didn't have enough weapons.
I think that, that's definitely a problem for him is a lack of wide receiver depth in Washington. I mean, you had a legitimate number one, and then look at let me give you the list. Ready? You ready?
I'm waiting.
Diami Brown.
Okay.
DeAndre Carter. Antonio Gandy Golden.
Oh, he's a good player.
Kelvin Harmon. Adam Humphries.
Oh, hey, ex-Buccaneer right there.
Yeah. Terry McLaurin. Markin Michael or Markin Michelle?
I was going with Michelle.
Dax Milne,
Okay.
Curtis Samuel, and Cam Sims. That's their fucking wide receiver core, dude. Alabama had better wideouts this year than the Washington football team.
They did beat the Buccaneers this year.
Yeah, they got lucky, but
he looked good though. Taylor looked good that game. I don't know if you watched it, but Taylor looked good. He was 26 for 32 that game. Not a lot of like deep passes, little dink and dunks, but he did look good with 110 quarterback rating.
I can say with every one of these moves, though, it gets me more and more concerned that the Bucs are going to be starting Kyle Trask this year, or the absolute fucking worst BG.
Well, what about Friday? I mean, if that ruling comes back, I mean, do you think they're going to go after Deshaun Watson?
They just suspended. They just suspended Calvin Ridley for a year for betting on football one day.
Yeah. Well,
what do you think they're going to do to Deshaun?
Well, if it comes out that he settles it, maybe a slap on the wrist, 3-4 games. Maybe he gets the Ray Rice penalty.
I think he's looking at 8 games, and can you compete? You're still going to be going with Gabbert or Trask in that situation,
which is not
ideal. But you can. I think you can get away with if you lose him for 8 games, you can still win this division. With having him for 9 games, I don't know. I want Watson. I want him if I know he's not. He's going to be a viable quarterback in the NFL, and he's not going to be facing a huge 2-year-long suspension or something like that. Then you trade. The problem is if you wait, the time to move on him is now before you get an answer. You get a little bit of savings, but then you're in a bidding war with Carolina. You're in a bidding war with possibly San Francisco,
Indianapolis.
Well, I mean, think about it too. If you're the Texans and you could get a quarterback back in the trade with them, you get Derek Carr for a year, and you give them Deshaun Watson, you still get 2 firsts and a second. It's not too bad of a haul.
They seem pretty sold on their guy, Houston. I think they're going to want to get those draft picks.
I think they're pretty sold on finishing last again and having multiple first-round draft picks to rebuild quickly. I think that's what they're sold on. I don't think anybody thinks that Mills is going to be a great quarterback in the NFL. Nobody does.
Lovie Smith does. He
doesn't. He was told that, and that was part of. That's why other people probably turned down that job. Is they're like, you've got to say with a straight face that Davis Mills is the future of this franchise.
He can do it. He hides behind that beard. Back to Carson Wentz, though, with the Colts. That opens up now the Colts and who they're going to get at quarterback. Some are saying Jimmy G. Some are even saying that they might go after...
Carr, Jimmy G has been rumored.
Mitch Trubisky.
Well,
between that and Pittsburgh.
I mean, shit, man. If you fuck it. I don't know how Minshew's name does not come up more in these.
It never comes up.
Never comes up. What the fuck? His stats are better than all these guys.
And Trubisky, they're saying that it's reported that he could get a $10 million contract.
God,
and probably he could be possibly starting for Pittsburgh.
It's good to be a 6'4" white guy with an arm. I'll tell you, it's a good business to be in. I'll still take Gardner Minshew over Mitch Trubisky.
Keith Tollinger, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Keith. I don't know. I don't see Mitch Trubisky. I mean, you got a lot of. It looks like for the Bucs, if you want to focus on that, how they're missing out on all these different quarterbacks. That means we're going to be going to the B and C list quarterbacks now, unless they are sold on BG or Kyle Trask. But like that leaves Indianapolis now with no quarterback and a stud running back who we've talked about. He's only going to have a couple more years.
Minshew played on. I mean, I just don't get it with Gardner. Like, 41 touchdowns versus 12 picks.
Is it because he's short, you think?
6'1". I mean,
that's a Drew Brees
it's on the shorter side of what you'd like to see. I just don't get it. Like, he doesn't get mentioned at all. Put some respect on his name.
Oh, Marty's saying that Trubisky actually he got mentioned with the Giants now. I mean, that means Danny Dimes is going to be out there. Do you want Danny Dimes coming to Tampa? Do you see him in Indianapolis? Danny Dimes dropping the dimes?
No.
Who would you? I mean, is he better than BG?
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go.
I mean, yes. Daniel Jones is better than Blaine Gabbert. I would take Daniel Jones. There's not many quarterbacks on NFL rosters right now that you could name that I would not take over Blaine Gabbert.
Well, let's hope that they believe that too, because I am with you on Blaine Gabbert becoming the starting quarterback. I don't like what's left. I was hoping that a Russell Wilson would be available. Obviously, Denver had that in the works once Aaron Rodgers.
His career completion percentage is 56.
Who, Gardner Minshew?
No, Gabbert.
Oh.
Minshew's is 63. You can't tell me, and I know he's been on bad teams, Blaine Gabbert has. We've seen enough of him. He's played in 40. He has made 48 starts in his NFL career. And, he was with bad teams. Minshew was with Jacksonville. Hello? He went 8-14 as a starter. I mean, it's much better than Gabbert's 13-35 record as a starter. I don't know, man. I don't know. I am at a total and complete loss. If he starts for the Bucs this year, I don't even know that I can cheer him on.
It's going to be tough. I can see them bringing in one of these BC guys and having them compete against BG and Kyle Trask and see who wins. Maybe throw I know you don't like it. I always say a Teddy Bridgewater, a Minshew. Then
I would take. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater. If your goal is just to make the playoffs next year, win your division, make the playoffs, have one home game maybe, then Bridgewater could do that for you. That's his ceiling, is to win the division. That's it. You're not winning. You're not going on a run in the playoffs with Teddy Bridgewater as your quarterback.
Andy Dalton's out there.
I would take him over Blaine Gabbert.
No.
I would take Phillip Rivers over Blaine Gabbert. I would take...
You'd pull Phil Rivers out of retirement right now.
Yeah.
After coaching a high school team.
Yeah. I'd take Roethlisberger over Gabbert.
Oh, and you don't like Roethlisberger.
I like Roethlisberger.
You said he was old. He's past his prime.
He's old. He's past his prime. He can barely move, and he's still a better quarterback than Blaine Gabbert.
Well, right now it looks like I went back to Trubisky, and it looks like it is swirling about the Giants, but it looks like the Steelers are making a play on him too. I guess they're not sold on Kyle Rudolph or Mason Rudolph or whatever the hell his name is, Rudolph.
Well, I think it's one of those situations where you've got those guys cheap, so you have another one on. You've got the money to spend, and so you bring another one into the mix. You've got to have a backup anyways, so you bring somebody in with experience, and it's good having somebody with backup experience. So I think Trubisky's a good fit for Pittsburgh as an insurance piece in case Rudolph isn't it. That's good for him there. I cannot see Indianapolis with they're in a win now position.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Trading Wentz to bring in fucking Trubisky. There's just no way.
So, but who's out there? Like, unless are they sold on Jimmy G?
Maybe that's their move. Maybe that's their play. Maybe there'll be a corresponding trade. Jimmy G doesn't have a ton of value right now. Like San Francisco doesn't have a lot. Well, one, his contract is oppressive. Two, San Francisco's pretty much made it clear that they're moving on from him.
Yep.
So you can get him probably for like a second or third round draft pick. One. Obviously Washington is just where quarterbacks go to die. And so that's where Wentz will flounder, I guess, for the next couple of years until he goes into obscurity.
Which will be probably quick. 732.
What's up, Lummy? It's Alan.
Hey, Alan from Cincinnati.
Hey, hit my first straight flush today at the Hard Rock.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Where at?
The Hard Rock.
The one in Cincy.
Oh, nice.
It used to be the Jack, but the guy who owned the Cavs had to sell it to the Hard Rock so he could, because they can't have sports gambling because he owned the casinos.
Oh, well, I'm surprised it hasn't changed now with all the gambling, but Oh,
Well,
congratulations
no, they
on it.
still don't have sports gambling in Ohio, but he had to
Oh.
sell it because they couldn't get it at all if the owner of the Cavs owned a team here.
Was there a payout on that? Because I know here at the Hard Rock, I don't know if they still do it, but they were doing it.
No, there was a promo. It was like $1,600.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
What was the pot?
Well, I had Jack 10 of hearts, and it came down Ace King of hearts, and I got the card on the turn, and I only bet $5 there. There was already like 80 in the pot. Then another guy jammed for like 230. Another guy jammed, and he had more than I had. I only had like 300 in front of me. So the pot ended up being like 800, and then I got the promo.
That's pretty nice. So you hit a royal, not just a straight flush.
Yeah, royal.
Yeah. I was going to say, you just described it as a straight flush, which is fun, but a royal is next level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I consider the royal the spades, but it was hearts.
No, there's no stronger suit in Texas Hold'em.
Are you sure? I thought the spade and a royal flush is the.
Some places pay out a spade royal bonus.
Yeah. Okay.
But a royal flush is a royal flush. If you were playing a 7-card game, I don't think they go by suit, do they?
I don't believe so.
I don't know.
Well, it's impossible for two of the suits to hit that at the same time. So.
No, in No Limit Texas Hold'em, yes.
Yeah, I think you're talking about what 7-card stud.
7-card stud.
Yeah.
So, a question. So you were talking about the Aaron Rodgers thing this morning, guys.
Yeah.
So with the salary cap and the signing bonus, from what I understood, you guys were talking about it this morning, like you just forget about that. I always understood the signing bonus to be retroactive over the amount of years that they signed for. So you kind of pay for it now and then you get a discount, but you're paying for it later, where it's almost like you're putting a balance on a credit card.
Yeah,
so
that's what we
the
said.
Signing bonus is $100 million over 10 years. That there's still $10 million against the cap for every one of those years, even if his salary is $8 million.
Yeah, but I don't think this one doesn't have a signing bonus, does it? It's just guaranteed. Because you can have a signing bonus and a guaranteed contract.
Well, I think it's all part of it. That's what it's breaking it down to, is what is that signing bonus gets spread out over the 4 years of the deal, and then they break down the yearly breakdown. So if he's getting $28 million in 1 year plus whatever the cap hit is spread out.
Well, yeah, but the problem is that even Aaron Rodgers came out today and said that it's not the final contract and the numbers aren't right. So until that contract comes out, I mean, it could be, like Brian said earlier this morning, it could be backloaded. Who knows? Because Aaron Rodgers may once again be playing a game, but he came out and said, "I'm playing for the Packers, but contract reported is inaccurate." So, until they come out with it, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah,
I think they're going to work that with Devontae Adams' contract to make it all work.
With this contract extension that they signed him to, it frees up $21 million this year if the structure is the way that people think it's going to be. So they're probably they have a deal in place in principle for Rodgers. He'll be with the Pack. They're probably crunching the numbers to make it work best, and really taking a look at what they can do in future years to make it play out the best that they can. They may have some voidable years in there, and so, but we'll see how it ends up working out. But he got fucking paid.
Yep.
Well, Brian, what do you think about the Russell Wilson deal? I know Bubba this morning was talking about how he thought they gave. I don't think they gave up that much at all.
I think
who cares about Drew Lock in
the players they traded from positions of power. So, now that you got Wilson, you don't need Drew Lock. So he became a worthless piece to them. Yes, they did give up a good D lineman, but they're strong on the D line and on D in general. So you're trading from a position of strength there. Noah Fant is replaceable. He's not, he's another tight end in the league, just like all of them. They perform middling and will occasionally have a good week. And so maybe he's a little bit more top 10 than some of the other guys, but outside of the top 5 tight ends.
But you know he wishes that he was getting thrown to by Russell Wilson instead of Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock.
Or Mitchell Trubisky or any of the guys, Gardner Minshew, although maybe Gardner Minshew. But no, it was an appropriate trade for Wilson. The fifth is really they gave up a fourth, so that's a wash. And then so you essentially gave up 2 firsts and 2 seconds, a tight end and a D lineman for him. And
but they still have a second from the Rams for this year.
Right.
From Von Miller.
Yeah.
Right. So they've really, they've still got a second. They still gave up a pick. I mean, they gave up Von Miller, and so they still gave up those picks. But, yeah, it's a good trade for them, and the value is there. He's only 33. He's got plenty of more time to play. I think over the course of his career, he's worth more in terms of trade value than Aaron Rodgers is, because Aaron Rodgers has maybe 3 or 4 years left. Whereas Wilson probably has 6 to 8 years left. So if you can get him and get him locked up for the rest of his career, you do it.
Yeah, and the Broncos, they have talent. Their defense is good. They have wide receivers. They have weapons.
They're the only team in that division with a defense. I mean,
that division is good, though.
That division is great. It's the best offensive division maybe in football. But they have the only team with a defense. What wins championships, Lum? That's right. Yeah, they're the only team in there. Yeah, they gave up 322 points. Kansas City was next closest at 364, and they really turned it on at the end of the season there, and inflated the numbers, but because they were terrible through the first half. But the other two, I mean, the Chargers and the Raiders have no defense whatsoever. And the problem for the Broncos was no offense, and now, maybe this changes it. They've got a lot of good young wide receivers. I think Russell Wilson will do very well there. They've got running back by committee that they can lean on, whether they bring back Gordon or not.
And they got a new head coach too.
Gordon's in the last year of his deal, I think, and he's a really expensive cap hit. And they got Javonte Williams after him, so I don't know.
And we're gonna have to see how Hackett or whatever his name is, Nathaniel Hackett,
Nathaniel Hackett.
Hackett, yeah. We're gonna have to see how he does too. I mean, yeah, he was the offense coordinator for the Packers, but it doesn't mean anything when you got Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback.
Well, no, the last guy who was the offensive coordinator for Aaron Rodgers, Adam Gase, went to Miami, and that was a dumpster fire.
I mean, even bringing in Wilson, they still have $24 million in cap space, or $26 million in cap space. Even bringing in Wilson, so they can still do a lot of things.
Yeah, and don't forget they're going to play against the Raiders.
When the news broke yesterday, when they said it was going to be an offensive star when it wasn't released yet, I figured maybe Noah Fant, but I was surprised they didn't have to give up one of those receivers.
Yeah,
maybe they threw another draft pick in just to.
Gordon's not under contract.
He's not.
No, I thought he was a free agent. He is.
No, I thought he's a free agent now.
Yep.
Oh, so they'd have to tag him then.
They're not tagging. Are you out of your mind?
No, if they tag him, that is the worst.
They wouldn't. No, they could give him a contract. But
what would the tag be on a running back? Like $23 million?
I mean, he gets paid equal to the average of the top 5. So you've got
like 11.
Well, no. I mean, the problem is you've got Derrick Henry's contract in there. You've got Alvin Kamara's contract in there. You've got Zeke Elliott's right there. You've got 3 huge contracts. It'd be probably 18. Probably 15, 16 million, which totally not worth it.
And McCaffrey at $16 million.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're probably
that dude's the luckiest guy in the NFL. I mean, they just keep paying him, and he doesn't have to play at all.
They're shopping him. Word on the street is if you want Christian McCaffrey, you can get him.
Yeah.
Lummy, how many games has he played in the last 3 years?
I want to say, I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to say 14.
22 in 3 years?
Yeah.
22.
Because didn't he miss a whole year?
Played a whole season in 3 years? I don't know if he has.
I don't think he has.
I think he has. Hold on.
I think he missed almost the whole year. What was it, last year or the year before?
The last 3 seasons he has played in 26 games.
Oh, wow.
He played all of 2019.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well. No one can remember that far back.
So my guess was 22, so I was close.
Yeah, just back up the ambulance. You can get him. Just bring him out. Bring him down here. I'd take him for the Bucks. Would you take him for the Bucks, Brian?
Depend upon that's a big number on the cap side of things for the Bucks.
He's only 20. He's only 25 too.
I know, but he's now injury prone, which is a tough label to be tagged with as a running back.
I tuned in a little late. Did you guys talk about who you think you're going to get for the Bucks?
Yeah, we were kind of going back and forth.
We're very depressed over here. All the options are seemingly worse than the one before it.
they're getting to the point where BG and Kyle Trask may not look horrible.
No, we're not there.
Right, we're almost
Are
there.
You at the point where you want Jimmy Garoppolo from the 49ers?
He's better than
Blaine Gabbert.
I don't want Jameis back
and
here.
I would have taken him over Wentz, so I'm glad Wentz is off the market. Kirk Cousins is still intriguing to me, but I don't think
Hard Knocks in season, Brian.
Yeah, I did. I did
too. Did you? He just seems like a little baby, Carson Wentz.
He just doesn't seem very likable. He doesn't seem like a good leader, and there's a reason he's on his third team in 3 years. So,
well, it just seems like everything lined up when you heard all the stuff out of Philadelphia about him, like getting his feelings hurt when they brought in Jalen Hurd and everything like that. And then when you watched him and everything roll out just in his home life and everything, it was like, yeah, you saw he's kind of like a little bitch. He I don't know. It seems like he wanted everything handed to him.
Well, I'm sure that's what happened. He played at North Dakota State. So.
Well, I think he had to work his ass off there, but I mean, from then on out, it seems like because he had that half of a good season, everything should just come to him. I don't know. Everything that I heard, it looked like it played out on TV. I don't know if you watched that, Lummy, or not, but
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get through the whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Colts.
I won't spoil the ending for you, but they don't make the playoffs.
Oh, Brian. What? They lost to the Jaguars?
Not just the Jags, the Raiders.
The Raiders too. Yeah, and Russell Wilson's gonna have to worry about the Raiders.
All right, guys, I'll let you go. Great show.
Thanks, man.
Good luck back at the Hard Rock. Guys hitting straight flushes.
Yeah, Royals, man.
I'll wait for him to come in, chat, and drop that big.
The only thing
bomb.
he considers a Royal is an ace. A spade.
A spade
Royal.
Are you surprised that Bobby Wagner got dropped from Seattle?
No, because I think Seattle's kind of in a rebuild now.
Well, I mean, Pete Carroll, he does not want to do a rebuild, but I mean,
okay. Well, you don't have a quarterback. What do you need to win in the NFL?
Quarterback.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds like they're in a rebuild.
Defensive leader right there.
Guess who else is in a rebuild if they don't get a quarterback?
Tampa Bay.
That's right. I mean, you are in a rebuild if you don't have a quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback who can lead you to the playoffs, at the very least, you're in a rebuild. That's the way the NFL is now, man. You just got the 8 guys that you can be confident with going into the season. That's it. And if you don't got them, you're in trouble.
I mean, there's a lot of right now rebuilds. You got New Orleans rebuild. Tampa Bay's on the edge of being a rebuild. I mean, do you consider Atlanta a rebuid, or do you think they're just going to keep restocking?
And restocking what? Restock what?
They have Ryan as their quarterback.
That's it. They've lost. Their most talented receiver, the talented Mr. Ridley, is no longer playing for them.
What do you think of that, by the way?
I think it's kind of harsh. I think there's more smoke than I think there. When Michael Jordan stepped away from the NBA and decided to go play baseball,
Allegedly.
there was some allegations tied to that. And for Ridley to, quote unquote, step away from football for personal reasons, I think he got caught gambling on games that he played in. The league tried to keep it hush-hush. They told him to step away. He stepped away and then got caught gambling again, and that's why they suspended him for a year.
So you think they told him, just hide out for a little bit. Don't go back to the casinos. Don't go gambling.
Go lay low. We're going to try and make this go away. Just say it's personal reasons, whatever. And then when then you can come back next year and just, behave.
And
then he couldn't help himself because he doesn't, quote unquote, have a problem.
I mean,
which is what everybody who has a problem says, by the way.
Well, because there's only $1,500, Brian. It was an 8 and 7 team parlay.
Yeah, you're a degenerate when you're betting $1,500 on 8 and 7 team parlays.
What do you mean? That's not how you bet? when we were able to bet on the Seminole Hard Rock app?
Yeah, I look to give away my money like that. Just go play scratch-off tickets.
Oh, and Blitz, so he turned on the TVs to the sports. There's a free sports channels.
Well, hello.
It was old school wrestling. So this is a betting channel, Bet MGM. It's a BetQL. I actually watched it for a second.
Yeah, I watch it with the sound off.
Well, have you seen? There's two guys on there. I think their records.
I'm not into the dudes.
Oh,
I'm liking this show.
There's no.
Hold on. What is this show?
It's the complete opposite.
Live on the line. Live on the line. It's called, huh?
Oh, they're doing NCAA basketball talk, which I'm excited about. I think I'm going to the SEC.
Look at
tournament.
Denim Dana over there.
Which one?
Denim Dana.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Nice. Are you a college basketball guy?
Yeah. I know more. I've forgotten more about college basketball than you know, my friend.
Oh, I guarantee that. I mean, I watch it more toward the conference championships.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, at this stage of my life, I used to watch all the conference championship finals just because that's the best way to prepare for the NCAA tournament pool. Is to watch these mid majors play each other and find out, okay, that's the team that's got the 7'2" guy who's going to be really big and grab all the boards against a weak rebounding team that's a number 5 seed, so that 12 is going to beat that 5, that sort of thing. But yeah, college basketball, the tournament is the greatest thing. The first weekend, Thursday to Sunday of that tournament is the best 4 days in sports by far. It's not even close. There's no other sporting event. People can say the World Cup. Yeah, it's got that, but if the U.S. was better, it would be better. But the first 4 days of the NCAA tournament blow every other sporting event out of the water.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah, I'm probably going to go to the SEC one on Friday since we have the day off here. I think that should be fun. I've never been to like a conference championship.
We should do a show bracket.
We should.
Yeah.
When it comes out.
Well, obviously that's a good time to do it. You shouldn't do it before.
No, I meant on the show.
Oh yeah,
like,
but they're saying like a pool.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, and like Yahoo.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, of course. I'm 100% that. Right, Cherryhead? Cherryhead's always in it. Did you see that Bellarmine when we were talking about NCAA, the one that won the A-Sun?
Yes.
But they don't qualify for the NCAA tournament?
Bellarmine.
I don't understand that. Why? I mean, really? You win? Why?
Because they're leaving the division. They're leaving the conference, right?
No, they're not
transitional.
They're from 1AA.
They're a transitional member. Well, that's why. I mean,
but that's bullshit. I mean, really, do you have to wait that long? Then why even have them play in the conference championship?
There's teams that are leaving the conference that don't get to too. So it's the conference rules. The conference decides. They don't have to give. They could give it away to the regular season champ like the Ivy League does.
Well, that's what they did.
Yeah. The conference can choose how they want to award their. I mean, you take away the excitement of the conference tournament that way.
But I mean, why even do it though? Well, I mean, like, why have them playing it? What's the point? Just to get playing experience, so that when you win, then you got to go conference champion. The regular season champ.
Recruiting, donations. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for Bellarmine to want to do it.
The private college from Louisiana.
I mean, they're just out there trying to buy players and.
George Crosby, 200 stars. Do you know what their mascot is? I'll give you no money.
I think it's like some sort of knight.
Oh wow, Brian. Very impressive on that one.
What is it?
It looks like a knight. It's a knight.
Is it?
Yeah.
I told her I know my shit.
I know. I was surprised on that. Thank you, George Crosby, 200 stars. That was very impressive.
Yeah.
Someone keeps asking in chat too about the Finns. I mean, where do you see the Finns going? By the way, stuck with Tua. So 500.
Yeah. I mean, he's in that 9 that. Fucking the worst spot to be in football, in that 7 to 10, 9 and 8 pocket. The worst place to be.
I mean, they franchise tagged their tight end.
Great move. You always want to franchise Mike Gesicki.
Mike Gesicki is a good tight end. I watched a lot of Dolphins football this year.
Look, man, there's a ton of quote unquote good tight ends in the NFL. There are 5 elite tight ends, and there are a bunch of good tight ends. And guess what? Denver knows the truth that you can get by with just about any tight end in the NFL at this point in the game.
So you're thinking he's not worth $10.9 million?
Gesicki?
Yeah.
That's tough to say because
that's a franchise tag.
I know, but it's tough to say because look at how much fucking money New England wasted on tight ends this past offseason. Hunter Henry and who was the other one? that they had. They paid big money to those guys, and they didn't do shit. So maybe that's the going rate. It's not an outlandish number for that position, but
Hinstar $50 cash super chat.
Yeah, but the Patriots overpaid for tight ends this past offseason. So it was Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith.
Is that who I was trying to? Yeah, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, and Devin.
The big two are
Hunter Henry,
Hunter Henry and Jonnu, and they gave buco bucks to those guys, man. They I think they, let's see here, want to say Jonnu's got 13.7 cap hit this year, and Hunter Henry's got a 15. They've got $28.5 million tied up in their tight ends.
Another team that it's kind of staying down on the radar on the quarterback situation is Carolina. You think they're just going to roll with Sam Darnold? Cam Newton around?
I think they're trying to. They're going to go after Deshaun. They're going to try. I think McCaffrey would probably be a part of any trade for that. But if I'm Deshaun,
I don't want to go to Carolina.
I don't want to go there. I want to go to the Bucs. I want to come to Tampa.
Or even New Orleans. There's a lot of good massage parlors there.
Well, yeah, but not from a talent and cap perspective. New Orleans is in hell, man. They've got a real problem on their hands, especially if Michael Thomas doesn't have a bounce back year. If
no one's throwing to him,
I mean,
if they got Jameis throwing it to him,
you got Kamara, who's worthless without a good quarterback. Whew.
It's going to be right now, if you look at the NFC South, this is the perfect opportunity for Tampa to just, if they need to get a Deshaun Watson who's suspended for 8 weeks, you could almost limp into the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Any more than 8 and it becomes a problem, but you can live with it, especially given his age. I mean, the dude is. I'd definitely take him over Russell Wilson. He would be the one quarterback in the league right now. One of. The problem is he hasn't won. He hasn't been on a winning team. I mean, I think they had one good year with him there, but
I think he won he was in a playoff.
Yeah, he had one good year with him there, but I mean, between Deshaun, Pat Mahomes, and Josh Allen, and let's throw Herbert in there. Who would you want?
Oh, did you forget Burrow?
Oh, Joe Burrow. Yeah, who would you want to build your team around?
I would have to. As of this year, if you're looking at just this year.
No, I'm saying who would you, if you're building a franchise, out of those 5 guys who I think are the best 5 young quarterbacks in football under the age of 27?
Yeah.
Who are you building your team around?
I'm gonna have to say it's between Watson and Burrow with Mahomes. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to go with Burrow.
Yeah.
Because I would go with quarterback.
I would go with Burrow over Watson just because of Watson's legal problems. But if you're talking about upside potential, to me, Deshaun Watson he is the complete package as a quarterback.
Little purple jersey, $49.99 super chat. Woo!
Not only that, man, but you get him now, and you got him for he's under contract for 4 more years already. If you can get Watson.
I like more of a pocket passer for the offense, especially here for Tampa.
But Deshaun can do that too. I mean, he has shown an ability to throw from the pocket. It's not like he's a scrambling, straight up run. His first look is not to tuck and run.
Who would fit better under Leftwich? Now, do you see if all right? So if they get a quarterback,
who that we could actually get?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just throwing out,
no. Yeah, I mean, if we could get, obviously, let's go Aaron Rodgers,
we'll take Joe Burrow. We'll take Aaron Rodgers, if Russell Wilson, but
no, like right now that's available. Who would fit under Leftwich's offense?
It's not Jimmy G. They can't win with him, so that he's not coming here.
He doesn't have a quick enough release for that.
He's too slow. Makes too many mistakes for this offense. Gardner Minshew, man.
You should listen. You should send like a tweet out to Jason Light and really push Gardner Minshew.
You can get him. You can get him cheap. I mean, that's part of the thing. You can get him cheap right now.
Because I'm looking at here. Gardner Minshew. And, looks like 24/7 says three reasons why he should be Seattle Seahawks' next quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. One, he played college at Washington State for a hot minute. So, he's got that local boy love, so he'll bring the 12th man in. And number two, he's fucking shown a propensity to be able to win at football, which is important. 6-6 his first year. Yeah, Jacksonville went 1-7, but they were clearly tanking that year. And he still completed 66% of his passes, 16 touchdowns, 5 picks in 8 games started. So they weren't losing because of him. He's started 22 games and he's thrown 41 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Average almost 2 touchdowns a game.
He does mimic Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he does have kind of a lot of that. His throwing motion, his style, his ability to get out of trouble and buy time in the pocket. He's a little bit of a risk taker, but controlled. I like him a lot, man.
It looks like right here,
1.4% interception percentage in 857 attempts is nothing to ignore. That is a low interception percentage.
It looks like you might have wrote this article for 24/7 Sports.
Don't give away the name of the my ghostwriting name, please.
By Barry Bolton. Is that your name? He's shown tantalizing promise.
Mm-hmm.
Super affordable.
Yep.
And
he checks all the boxes.
Minshew is the perfect fit for Pete Carroll. Well, there you go. And they call him a coup great, Gardner.
Yeah, he's a coup great. He played at Washington State for a year. So I know my Gardner Minshew because and it's not, look, I just like the kid. I like the way he plays. I like the heart and the hustle. I like what he brings to the table. I mean, Blaine Gabbert has a 3.1% career interception percentage. That is fucking crazy, dude. That is crazy high. Like, that's ridiculous.
You think,
especially in an offense like the Bucs, they're throwing the ball 40, 50 times a game.
Well,
he's going to be throwing a pick and a half a game, 2 picks a game. We can't have that.
You think Godwin comes back?
They franchise.
No, I mean comes back strong.
I mean, oh wow, Little Purple gave us $50 and said he won't bother calling us today.
Oh, are you that delayed?
Yeah, I am that delayed.
7:04.
Did you already announce it?
Yeah.
But you left out the part of it. He won't bother calling in.
I know. I didn't. I thought you saw that.
Sorry. I was reading something. I was reading Blaine Gabbert's career interception
you were sucking
percentage.
off Blaine Gabbert?
Oh, fuck no.
Well, look, I think the Bucs are fucked. They're going to win the NFC South, and it's going to be with Blaine Gabbert. We're going to bring in like a Mike Glennon or some bullshit quarterback like that.
Don't you start Trask then in that scenario?
I think the problem is that they're going to give Blaine Gabbert the first maybe 4 or 5 games.
Oof, that's a lot. I'd give him 2.
I think they're going to.
They're going to have a shorter leash on him than that. If our nightmares, our wildest nightmares come true, and Blaine Gabbert is the starter, he is going to have a very short leash with the Buccaneers. I'm talking 2 games max, and then they will move on. If they start 0-2. They will absolutely move on to the kid. If you're gonna lose, you lose young. You don't lose with old vets. You lose with young guys.
Well, it all depends too on how that season starts out for us, who we play. Because I don't think they've announced the dates yet.
Well, I know the schedule is fucking brutal.
Oh, you mean we got Arizona? Okay, blah blah. Atlanta, Carolina, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, San Francisco. Imagine Tom Brady went to San Francisco.
Well, that's Rams, only happens if the Bucs let it happen.
The Rams, Seahawks, Ravens,
Chiefs. Look at those
Bengals. Chiefs and Packers and Cowboys.
I mean, look. Just read those last 7 games. Rams, Seahawks. Well, Seahawks isn't as impressive anymore. Ravens, Bengals, Cowboys, Chiefs, Packers, and that's nuts, man. That's nuts.
863.
What's up, guys? It's Track Meat.
What's up, Track Meat?
Babyface, Lummy, how y'all doing today?
Good, how you
man.
doing?
How you doing?
Good. Who in y'all's mind this year coming up in football is going to be the next big running back or a running back that has a good year compared to last year? Because, you know what I mean? I want to know who's going to set the numbers because y'all pay more attention to the actual numbers part. Do you think anybody's going to have like a really big year without even looking at anything right now?
I mean, it kind of depends on who's their quarterback.
Yeah, I mean
Titans coming back.
Kamara's value is really contingent upon them having a quarterback that is effective. And you got some good kids in the draft. You got Spiller and Walker the third from Michigan State. I think those are two guys that could do some damage as rookies if they're used right. You know who I really like is as probably a third or fourth rounder potentially is Jerome Ford from Cincinnati. I think
I saw he played a little bit.
He's a value guy. He is fast. He is slippery. If he lands with the right team, he can perform.
Well, didn't Kamara get arrested for something stupid?
Yeah, he punched a guy in a Vegas locker room. I mean, a Vegas elevator.
Well, I think he kind of beat the crap out of him.
You think he's going to have to pay out, or you think he's going to have to do some time? Because I heard he hurt him pretty good or something.
He'll probably pay him out.
He'll miss a couple games.
He'll probably miss that 2-3 game.
All right, man. I'll let y'all get to it. Y'all have a good day. Appreciate it.
I don't know. I mean, running backs nowadays,
it's a plug-and-play position, man.
If you're not Derrick Henry, Jonathan, Taylor, who else? Obviously Kamara, who knows what's going on, but I mean, like McCaffrey. I mean, if he could bounce back. I mean, he's like 26. He's still young. I don't see wasting anything on a running back. I mean, does anyone know if Fournette's coming back to the Bucs?
Oh, no, we don't know that yet.
I think Ronald Jones is jumping. I mean, I don't think he can stand here, like playing here. Yeah. He always keeps getting benched and everything like that. I don't know. I think we're in a world of hurt. I think the NFC South is in a world of hurt.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Bucs use a third or fourth on Jerome Ford. I think his upside is as high as just about any back in the draft this year. If he can improve on his catching, he's an explosive type of player.
4-2-3.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
Howard Stern's penis.
Baba Booey.
That's what he had?
Yeah.
We got Baba buoyed?
Yeah.
I think that means we made it.
I think we made it. Yeah, thanks, 423. We appreciate that. Mike Jerkins in chat says Seahawks can dangle picks to Houston now for Watson with all those first and second rounders. That could be interesting.
That could be. That they could parlay a disgruntled Wilson into a better, younger quarterback in Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but was he really disgruntled?
Yes.
Because they kept coming out that it wasn't that.
No, they were saying that, but no, it was yes.
Are you saying the media lies, Brian?
Yes, I'm saying we lie on this show.
What are you talking about? We have never we have called everything. I mean, you said you called Aaron Rodgers' thing last year. You called it this year.
Oh, well, one of us has told some pretty big fucking lies about having clips ready. And so we tell lies on this show. You can't just talk about the lying media without including yourself in that, Lummy.
I know, but I was saying you. I mean, you're calling it.
No,
as
I don't lie.
Exactly.
I'm right down the middle.
I mean, you do lie that you hate Jersey guy in Philadelphia, but I mean, besides that,
I don't lie about that. My opinions are very, very, very well founded and very clear. I don't think there's any ambiguity as to where I stand with certain things.
Do you know what's going on with the Brian Flores case?
Yeah, Miami's freaking out.
But have said anything? Are they going to court, or are they going to try to settle?
The league will come up with some sort of settlement with him where they agree to certain things, and But I wish him the best, man. He put it on the line, so he clearly is committed to what he believes in. He risked his career.
Oh, do you see also big breaking news? Landry signs with the Titans.
That is pretty big, actually.
I think it is. I think he's a good slot receiver.
Well, now Cleveland is they're a fucking mess again, which is so Cleveland. It's back on brand. I know they had you fooled.
They sure did.
This past season.
Well, that's it. I mean, you thought you were going to have OBJ, coming through. I like Landry. I liked him when he was with Miami. I think he's a good slot receiver. I think he's going to work really well with the Titans.
Oh, it's what the Titans needed now. The Julio Jones was a mistake, but with who is it? AJ Green or
not AJ? Green.
Not AJ Green. Who is it? Who's the other guy? Who's their number one? Why is his name escaping me?
I can see his face in my head too. Now you got me stuck on Julio Jones and AJ Green, who plays for the Cardinals, I think.
Yeah, he used to play for Cincinnati. AJ Brown. Sorry. I knew it was a color, and I knew it started with AJ. It was pretty fucking close. But yeah, no, that's a formidable trio if Julio Jones isn't completely washed up.
And it looks like he gave us $50 and still called 443. 443. 443.
Can you hear me?
Oh, look at he still called, Brian.
Wow. What?
I can't go through my Wednesdays without saying hello to Brian. I had to call.
What's up, Purple? How you doing, buddy?
Thanks for the $49.99, and Brian was...
And the bitch ain't one.
He got excited when I said I wasn't going to call.
He was. He's like, oh,
what
great.
What an ass.
Well, all right, Wednesday.
I just didn't...
Brian, what do you want our topic to be today?
I didn't want to talk about Bob Huggins anymore.
No, I wasn't going to bring that up.
That was 2 calls in a row.
Well, I know. But after those quotes, I figured I would bring it up again.
You want to talk about Kevin Ollie's buyout at Connecticut? Should we talk?
I don't remember what you guys said about Russell Wilson. Was there any talk of him going to the Broncos?
I think apparently the Broncos were heavily after him. You know, when it was clear that Rodgers was not going to be coming their way, that he was their plan B.
They shifted right over. They shifted.
Well, they had been in talks about it. You know, they got told 2 weeks ago that Rodgers was going to sign with Green Bay, that they had everything in place, and so they went aggressively after Wilson. But I think they did a good job of keeping it under wraps.
Yeah, I had no idea that was going to pop up.
Yeah, it was a surprise to me. Lummy, did you see that one coming?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I was really hoping Russell Wilson to the Bucs, but then I found it. Then they were saying that Seattle would not trade him to any NFC team. So, I mean, that just puts Baltimore way back in the back of the pack now in the AFC.
Yeah,
yeah, I know. We have like a bottom 10 quarterback playing for us. He's like probably the worst quarterback under 25 years old in the NFL, honestly.
I'm not starting a franchise around him. I'm telling you that right now. Not now that he's shown he's injury prone too.
Okay, Lummy, I know you guys talked about this on the show, but I didn't really listen. What is this whole baseball shit? The main thing is getting rid of the shift. I don't understand.
Gone, yeah, the shift's gone.
Yeah, why?
Because the players are a bunch of pussies. Sorry.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, because
learn how to hit the ball to the opposite field.
I agree completely. They are, I think the players' problem is that, and they've kind of addressed it in Major League Baseball with the 3-batter minimum rule, but pitching became so specialized that the player's position, I think, is that hitting has become so specialized, and so you don't make a pitcher go out there and throw sliders if he doesn't throw sliders, if he's not good at throwing a slider, right? So why make a hitter go out there and have to hit opposite field if he's not good at it? I don't like it. I think it's bad for the game. I think it's bad for prospects who can't hit the ball at 17-degree trajectory with an exit velocity of 106 miles per hour because that's all they care about now. I think it's bad for the game, and Major League Baseball is in a death spiral. It just is a fact.
They're trying to go after the younger fan. That's why they're putting the pitch clock on it now. They're still trying to make it all about the offense, make it exciting.
No, what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to get rid of. The moves like that hurt small market teams. Okay, The Rays play the shift because they've got guys who you can't shift on. Right? They've got Joey Wendell. Go ahead and shift on him. You know what it'll do? It'll go opposite field on you. They got Yandy Diaz. He'll spray the ball around the park. So these guys that are affordable because they're not just straight power hitters have now with removing the shift, you've now made it harder for them to make it in Major League Baseball. So things like this hurt the small market teams.
Plus, on a defense perspective on the Rays too, like these big power hitters that just yoke the ball, pull all the way. Now they don't have that anymore, where they could shut them down. Because I remember back before their really shift was on back in the 90s when we'd always face, between the Red Sox and David Ortiz, he'd always rope it down the line. It was like an instant hit all the time.
The Rays will find a way around it, though, because I'm sure it's from the time the pitcher releases. You've got to have the guy on the, on the other two guys on the side and on the other side. But the second the pitcher releases, that guy can start breaking. Potentially. I
guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I would literally have my shortstop timing a run to where I want him to be at the pitch.
Yeah, but see, the problem is that once he gets there, I mean, you've stopped. I mean, when you're trying to stop and outbalance it, and you got a ball coming at you about 140 miles an hour, it's hard to now get in place.
Well, it's putting a premium on power and taking away overall ability and talent, and it's not good for the game. It's frustrating.
Regarding the pitching change with like the three batter minimum and things like that, do you think they're going to lean on getting rid of the DH? Because a lot of the times, or I guess it would be the National League changing to a DH, because a lot of the times the pitcher is going in and out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the National League's absolutely going to be going to a DH.
Okay.
It's like a foregone conclusion at this point that will happen.
And they talked about it.
And it really should be. I mean, at this point, nobody wants to see a fucking pitcher hit. Nobody wants to see it. Unless it's...
I think it's wild that it lasted this long.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. And that was the real traditionalist side of baseball that was like, well, we've got the senior league and the junior league, and that's no. It's bad. It's not fun to watch a guy go up there and just hack at a ball.
No, not at all. That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Before I was a PO. But all right, have a good show, guys.
All right, take care, man.
The money situation on it, are you familiar with how far they are apart?
No.
The collective, so the
17 hours of bargaining Tuesday morning and going into 3 a.m. And, they're not that far apart. I think they're, like 13 million on the luxury tax or whatever it is.
Looks like the players are seeking for $238 million the first season, with an increase of 244, 250, 256, 263. So obviously from 238 to 263 in the 5 years. MLB wants 224.
So yeah, 13
to 230.
Yeah, so they want smaller increase, which is stupid. Money gets out of hand.
220. It's 220 to 230, where the MLB or the players want 263. To 230. What's
funny to me, though, and it's so funny to me, is that the owners control this issue. It's so fucking it's the stupidest issue ever. Like you don't say like publicly, oh, we're not going to pay over that amount, but you on your own you say, well, we're not going to do it over 230. Now you'll have a couple franchises like the Dodgers who aren't going to give a shit about that, but even the Yankees this season showed that they are not willing to go over the luxury tax and get the max tax hit every single year. They came back down under it this season, and they, in order to reset their clock. The owners control that. They control what contracts they give. So if you don't want to go over it, don't go over it. So I understand, I don't get this whole setting it at 230 thing and being stiff on that issue. There's very few owners. If you're worried about competitive balance, then where's the salary floor?
Now, do you know what it was today or this year? What the cap was?
218, I want to say. 220, 218, 220, somewhere in there.
If that's the case, then only one team was over it, and that was the Mets at 235.
No, the Dodgers were way over it.
According to this, on Sport Track.
No, the Dodgers were way over it last season.
214.
No, the Dodgers were way over it.
Let's see if...
I know the Dodgers were like 40 million over.
Yeah, that's what it's saying right now on Sports Track. Wait.
Los Angeles Dodgers were 51 million over the luxury tax. They were the only only team to go over.
So it didn't have the bury, the retain. I had to do the update. So yeah, 266 million on the Dodgers.
Yeah, they're the one team that said we don't fucking care. We're going to spend whatever we spend so we can win. And every other team, it mattered to them, right? So for every other team, they kept it below that. And so it was actually much lower. It was 210 million. So I just don't get this with the owners. It's like you're fighting for this level that you're spending up to anyways, but you don't have to.
No.
Well, right now doesn't make sense.
Right now projected
the Rays barely came in under it, by the way, too.
Projected salaries right now for 2020. That's where the Mets, Dodgers, Yankees. Looks like the bottom, which is odd, is the Cleveland Guardians. They're only coming in at $29 million.
What, in committed salary for next year?
Yeah, and then the Marlins are 29. Wow, they beat them out. That's because they're retained. I mean, it's true. It's what you're saying. The owners are the one. They don't have to pay the guys. Let the other teams, you know what I mean, deal with it. It's just not agree. I mean, whatever. Agree to it, and then just never hit that cap. I know you're going to get the Dodgers, the Mets. When the Padres or the Yankees are feeling good, then it is what it is. But it doesn't mean that you're always going to win. Right.
Yeah, I mean it's not a guarantee. Number one, number two, it's not even that much money. Like
to the big spread of the whole world, 30. Like at the end of the whole year in 5 years, a difference of $38 million.
Well, no, but I'm saying it's not like the penalty isn't even that stiff.
Oh, I'm just saying, like
teams.
For them to look in 5 years, if they just stop, if they go play and don't lose their hardcore fans like they're doing, they can make $38 million easily. Every team could.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Not every team, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean the TV
teams
revenues,
the teams that will ever flirt with that number, because there's only 10 teams that would ever flirt with. That's the part that I don't get. It's the players. I get why they're hung up on it. Why MLB ownership is hung up on it, I don't get. Because if you're not going to institute a fucking salary floor, then don't worry about your luxury tax. If you're truly worried about competitive balance, then you say, okay, we're going to have a very punitive, we're not going to have a salary cap, but we're going to have a very punitive luxury tax at $250 million, but we've got a $100 million salary floor. The players would love that. The players would love that. The owners wouldn't. Because then a team like the Rays, who can get away spending $50 million on the active roster, now have to find a way to spend $50 million more to hit that floor, or even if you make it $80 million. But that's a better way to ensure competitive balance than what MLB is trying to do here. And so you've got essentially 10 owners fighting on this luxury tax rule, which is bullshit. The Rays want the luxury tax. So really,
no kidding.
Who's representing these owners here? It's the MLB is not truly representing all of the owners' interest.
Well, obviously, it's probably some of the richer teams. I mean, you have to agree on that one, because of the richer teams, they have complained before that they don't want to pay the smaller market teams like the Rays.
Tough luck.
Well, I mean,
if you're not going to have a salary cap, then this is the only way to do it. And they're not going to have a salary cap, so this is the only way to do it.
Hold on one second. Hey, can you explain the pre-arbitration pool?
Not
because
really.
It's a $50 million difference.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple people ask me about it and see if you could explain it to them.
I haven't really read about it.
You haven't? Because, I mean, the $50 million seems like that's going to be a bigger, than the salary cap, which it's not a salary cap, but the collective bargaining. I mean, $50 million. I mean, I think they're going to come to agreement on the international draft salary, 720, whatever. And the playoff thing, I think they'll meet in the middle on the postseason. But it just seems like on the financial side, the players want 85 to 80 million, and the owners just want to be at 30. And that just seems like I don't really understand it either.
Yeah, the pre-arbitration pool, I don't fully. I guess it's a pool of money from which players get paid. The league's only offering $30 million. The players are looking for 80.
Yeah,
that's the biggest.
That's what I
gap.
don't. That's what I kind of don't understand. Like, if it's a pool of money, like how many players? I mean, is it like when you franchise a player? Like something. I mean, what is it? I figured you might know about it.
Yeah, I don't really know what. So it says the money would be distributed to the top 30 pre-arbitration players based on WAR and awards such as MVP and Cy Young awards. So the top 30 this is actually a pretty good pool. It's kind of a bonus pool. that and when the negotiations started, the MLB was at $10 million and the players were at $105 million.
Okay.
So what they're saying is, so they have come a little bit closer together. The owners have come up 20 and the players have come down 25.
Yeah. That's...
Well, you know, they started out $95 million apart. Now they're $50 million apart. So they're halfway there, just like the Titanic. So this is actually a cool, I like this idea and the pool on this. You know, it's awarding players who are stuck in contracts and can't, you know, aren't eligible to get more money with, you know, for their performance on the field. Yeah, I mean, this isn't empty money. This is like legit bonus money for players. Now, I would agree with MLB that $105 million is probably a little high, but I could see a $60 million pool here working out. You know, that's you know, an average of $2 million extra to the top 30 pre-arbitration players.
Yeah, I mean, that's so you think they'll come meet in the middle?
I think I could see 60 million being the number for that, 50 to 60 million.
Yeah, I can see 50.
Yeah.
Makes the owner feel good, the players feel good. 760.
Bubba, Brian, how are you guys?
Hey, how's it going, Brian? Brian?
Good. This is Ford family from YouTube. I just wanted to call and see how knowledgeable you guys are in the drag racing and motorsports deal. I heard you guys briefly talk about it this morning. Just wanted to promote it a little bit. You know, not a whole lot of your guys' shows revolve around motorsports or any type of racing. And, I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention, see if you had any interest in it at all. You guys spoke a little bit about it on the big show this morning, but, what say you?
I'm friends with Andrew Hines.
Who?
Oh, well, there you go. Andrew Hines, Pro Stock Motorcycle. I dig it.
Number one in the world, right?
Is he?
Yeah, multiple times.
And the Hines and the Vance and Hines team racing Harleys is the best, most successful pro stock, I guess they call them, motorcycle dragsters team in the world.
Is he going to be at Gator National?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they will.
Oh, so
absolutely.
They do the motorcycles there.
I've been involved in drag racing since I was a little kid, so you guys can obviously.
Now, how do you run in the
passion for
heels? That's what I want to know.
How do I run in the what?
In high heels.
How do I run in high heels? That's a good one. I can't answer that. I'm sorry.
Well, you say you're into drag racing, right?
No.
Oh, whack, whack, whack. Okay, I got it.
Brian with his dad joke.
No, and
Yeah,
I know
I
all I know about drag racing is the Force family, and that his daughters are into it now, and you know, he looks like Gary Busey at this point in his life, and his daughters are racing.
Pretty damn close.
Yeah. So yeah, have you seen John Force?
Like I said,
yeah,
No.
he looks like Gary Busey now.
He's pretty damn close. I will say
God,
that's
he is.
almost a right on, Brian.
Oh, with the who was the coaches? They were brothers.
Oh, the Ryan. He
The
looks
Ryans.
like Gary Busey matched with one of the Ryan
Yeah,
brothers.
with those teeth out
Oh,
there.
man. Those could be twins for Gary Busey, I swear.
Yeah.
Especially Rex.
Poor guy.
But Ashley's cute and Courtney's cute, right?
Oh, my goodness. That's to say the least. The Forest girls, actually every one of them, there's 4 of them, I believe, and they're all, or 3 of them, and they're all gorgeous.
Well, they'll probably be at Gator National too this weekend. Brian's going to be there.
Love them. Yes,
Brian's got pit passes.
they will all be there. I have a close family friend that has a couple of cars, and so I grew up around it. It's my passion. That's what I love to do, and so just wanted to pick your brain a little bit.
My uncle races in like the local circuits. Pepperoni Tony Sciarrino. No, seriously, he wins. He's like 68 years old, and he's still out there winning races on weekends at local tracks.
What part of the country is he from?
He used to race a lot down here in the Central Florida area, but now he's moved up to Georgia. So he's racing up there in northern Florida and Georgia a lot more.
What's his name? Pepperoni Tony Petrino?
Tony Sciarino.
Pepperoni Tony Sciarrino?
Yep, that was his nickname, Pepperoni Tony.
Well, that's like the Division II area for the local guys to race in if they're in NHRA. But I don't. The name is not familiar, I will say.
Yeah, he's a local stock car legend.
Oh well,
not really,
cool.
Not really. But I have seen him race, and he's a weekend warrior guy with his own car. Does everything, wrenches himself, and all that. So he has a passion for it.
That is how these motorsports leagues are created. Is the weekend warrior, the guy that works all his life to pay for his racing and barely can go out and do it because it's so damn expensive.
Yeah, but Pepperoni Tony Sciarrino can do it, so anyone can do it.
Pepperoni Tony, I'll never forget that.
Neither will I. Thanks, buddy.
All right, boys, thank you.
Pepperoni Tony Sciarrino, 704.
Lummy, it's Hinstar. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Hinstar? What's
going on, Brian?
No, we're not going tennis.
What's up, Hin?
Listen, would you rather take a call about drag racing and heels or about tennis?
Or,
come on.
Well, give me a third option, stab myself in the eyes.
I'd rather talk about the Carolina Panthers football.
So the Panthers, next season, we're going to suck. We can't get any coaches. None of the coaches want to coach for us because why would they? It's shuffling chairs on the Titanic.
Who do you have? Who do you have at the Paribus Open? Who do you got this weekend?
I don't.
Who?
The Paribus Open.
Indian Wells.
Yes.
See, Brian, you need to know your tennis knowledge. It's Indian Wells, buddy.
It's the BNP Paribus Open.
It's Indian Wells.
It's an Indian Wells draw. I mean, come on. Javorkis' status is
Javorkis?
Yeah, Novak Javorkis. He's undetermined if he'll participate now. He's the number 2 player.
I'm looking forward to that Rafa Nadal Daniel Medvedev rematch in the semifinals. It's going to play out.
I'm excited to see the winner of the Jordan Thompson and David Griffin.
And watch out for Sloane Stevens upsetting Osaka in the first round.
It's David Griffin. You put some respect on that Belgian's name. Come on. It's David.
Is any Russians out there?
Oh, yeah. They're all
Daniel Medvedev.
Who?
Medvedev.
You got Hatchinoff and a bunch of offs.
How about Yastrzemski? How about Karl Yastrzemski? Is he
Karl Yastrzemski?
No, you're talking about Diana Yastremska, who had to flee Ukraine with her younger sister once the attack began.
Yeah,
she's playing in that.
Crazy.
Oh,
she's playing in that.
See, tennis is fun. These names.
I think if Joker wins the first round, he's going to murder through that lineup. I'm telling you.
Who?
He's on a mission.
Is he? Is he allowed in?
Yeah.
He's placed in the draw.
Yeah,
it has not been determined if he will participate in the event by getting CDC approval to enter the country.
What? God damn it.
You need to keep up with the news, Hinstar.
Dude, listen.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Did you also know Barbaru Krajowsko is out with an elbow injury?
Shoulder? Elbow injury, yes.
Elbow.
He's the number 1 seed.
Number 2 ranked.
Number 2 seed? Okay. Who's the number 1 seed?
I don't know. This women's tennis, really?
This is an epic fail call by my behalf. I really apologize for this. Glad I gave $50.
Me too.
Yeah, thank you very much for the $50. But I mean, trying to look up these names and is there anyone?
What about the men's doubles draw? Can we talk about that?
It's Marty Fish. I always pull for him.
Is Jim Courier still playing? I got Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras.
I guarantee you, Marty Fish is playing in the men's double draw.
Marty Fish is not, but he is the captain of the men's Davis Cup team.
I don't even know how you can look this up. Is Cameron Nome playing?
What do you mean look this
Cameron
up?
Norrie?
Lummy, I know some of this stuff.
Cameron Norrie? Is Cameron Norrie still out there?
Cameron Norrie from Great Britain, TCU player from Great Britain.
Is the Canuck kid Is the Canuck kid playing in Indian Wells?
Canuck?
The Canuck. The Canadian.
Shapovalov?
No, Auger
Aliassime. Yes, he's playing.
Yeah,
he's won a couple tournaments.
Look out for him this week. Yeah.
If he can not double fault his way into losing, because his double faults are just either he's on or he's off for those double faults.
Well, just lost in the finals in Marseille on a heartbreaker in a tiebreaker in the second set there. So Look for him to bounce back here. I think he's a wild card this weekend.
I think Cam Norrie and Joker are if Joker plays in it.
Joker's not going to make it, man. The U.S. isn't going to let him in.
Why?
Because he's not vaccinated.
Lummy, are you vaccinated?
Yes, he is.
Go play. Can you go play?
I'm not vaccinated.
He's vaccinated. Don't let him lie to you.
I'm studying this doubles.
He doesn't want to come out, but the dude's triple vax,
yeah, I'm
man.
triple vax.
I saw him shooting something into his arm before the show started. I'm pretty certain he was.
That night at Barb at the dollhouse, I had to go get a vaccine, man. I had to get a penicillin shot in the ass. Terrible.
In the ass. Wow, that's where you were taking it?
Yeah.
They normally put it directly to the source, right into the prick. Little prick in your prick.
Those sores heal themselves.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm pulling for Herbert Hukoaks and
Herbert Hoover
and Lucas Kabats in the doubles.
Kabats.
But I would say,
Stugatz.
Yeah.
But seriously though, let's talk about a real sport like golf and the PGA at Sawgrass this weekend. That's a great tournament. That the players.
Greg Norman's going to win that. I think he's looking good.
He's going with Greg Norman. All right. You say you don't know golf at all. That's good though.
No.
All right, buddy.
I'll go with Bubba Watson. There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's. Yeah.
Is he in it this year? Is he in it?
I don't know.
Well, thank you, Henstar.
No, Billy Horschel, Cullen Morikawa. You've got Rory McIlroy, who's got a chance. Hovland played well this past weekend.
Shooter
McGavin. Yeah.
Is he playing?
There we go.
Yeah. Patrick Cantlay.
I don't see Shooter McGavin.
John Rahm. You got it's always a fun tournament. The PGA.
Golf isn't even a sport.
It's debatable. It's fucking hard. I'll tell you that.
Can you go out there and swing a little bit there, Hinstar, like your tennis racket?
I'm a lefty, man. I'm a lefty. That shit goes. That just leaves me, man. No, I can't.
All right. Well, when you learn how to play a real sport like golf, you can call back in, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, we can do Hey, Brian, me and you, 18 holes of golf, and we'll go play a tennis match. Let's do it. Good content.
That sounds like a real fun day.
Do it.
I beat him by 20 strokes on the golf course. He beats me 6-0, 6-0 on the court.
14 love.
Are you good, Hinstar?
He's a superstar.
No.
Terrible.
Don't let him fool
Are you
you.
older and heavier now?
No. I'm not heavier. I mean, I don't know. I'm about 5'10". What, about 195, 200?
Oh, yeah, I'll run your ass all over that court. I'm drop shotting you to death, bitch.
I would love you to do that.
By the way,
I hit a forehand with backspin.
Do you really?
I cut right underneath that bitch. Yep, you won't see it coming.
Sweet.
Yep.
We can arrange. Hey, I'm heading to Disney World this week, man. Let's link up, man. Come on.
Would you win a title somewhere? You're heading to Disney World? No, you would destroy me.
I guarantee Brian would not get a point on you.
I haven't played tennis in a long time, but I might be able to sneak a serve by him.
I would doubt it. He plays all the time.
It'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah, so I would lose 6-0, 6-0 and not win a single point?
No, see, the thing is with Hinstar would let you get a couple points probably here and there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. See,
I do the chivalrous thing.
Chivalrous.
Listen, go with John Rahm or Rory.
All right, Hinstar, take care.
I'm going to do that. See you guys. Take care. Have a great day.
I didn't know he was super good at tennis.
Yeah, he's
I know he was really into it, and generally people who are really into a sport are good at it, but that's not me.
Oh, come on, Brian.
Oh,
you're not good at. Are you really friends with the drag racing motorcycle guy,
Andrew Hines?
Yeah.
I may even still have his cell phone number.
And you're not getting good at golf?
I can get him on the show. He's a nice guy. I don't know that he's a compelling interview.
Is he kind of dry?
Yeah.
Does he come from like a lot of money?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's his family's shop, Vance and Hines, but his resume is rather strong and solid as a race car as a motorcycle racer. I think he's fallen off the last few years, but no, he's the dude's solid. He's a 5-time NHRA Pro Stock champion. So that means he's won it all. They actually switched the rules on them to screw them up because they were so far ahead of everybody else back in like 2011, 2012 They were so heads and shoulders above every other team that they changed the rules to try and bring their team down. And then by the next year, they had figured it out again and were way ahead of everybody else.
I want to ask you on golf. I want to go back to golf real quick.
He's won 58 national events.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the Phil Mickelson thing? Because it's kind of died, but
I mean,
with this whole PGA,
he made some stupid fucking comments, and it's
was it really that to get canceled? Was it that bad to get canceled though?
The reason he's getting canceled is because the PGA didn't like the comments and didn't like what he was trying to do. I mean, he was openly saying that he was trying to submarine the PGA because he doesn't like the way the PGA does business. So guess what? All those partners that he had, their partnership is with the PGA too, not just with Phil Mickelson. So no, I mean, look, I don't have a problem when a sponsor leaves somebody. That's their choice. Okay, you can choose to boycott them. You can. I have a problem when
the charity event was taken from that was doing it for a couple years now. From a tournament he would do, they canceled his charity out.
I mean, he admitted that he thinks that the Saudi Arabians are motherfuckers and that he doesn't want to work with them, but he's working with them to try and fuck over the PGA. I don't know, man. I look, if this was Phil's only misstep in his career, maybe he gets a pass, but the guy's had, controversy has surrounded him. He's a degenerate gambler. By all accounts.
That's most golfers.
Whatever. Whatever.
I'm just thinking, I was just seeing his comments, they really don't seem like they're that out of whack. But, I mean, did he really say anything out of bounds? I mean, do you know what he says? They're scary motherfuckers, right?
I mean, he said something. It was really what got him in the most trouble with the PGA was the comments about trying to ruin the PGA. I mean, he had a vendetta against them, and so look, I really don't care, and it isn't really a big story. It's a big story in golf circles. Golfers care about it, but nationally, it's not like Phil Mickelson controversy. They haven't played it up.
Well,
it's just his sponsors pull.
Though. So they're leaving him out. They left out of the video for the PGA Players Championship.
Yeah, he pissed them off. I mean, what do you want? If you motherfuck Bubba tomorrow, does he have to put you into all his advertising? If you said you're trying to ruin his show by going over to competing show, does Bubba have to continue to promote you?
No.
Oh, wow. I make a really good point, don't I?
But isn't Phil's...
No, Phil is a member of the PGA, okay?
Yeah.
A member, okay? Just like you're a member of the Bubba the Love Sponge show. And if you were motherfucking Bubba in an interview and talking about how you would like to help Calta defeat Bubba and you're going to, that's what your aim is and your end game is, and then Bubba decided to cut ties with you and not have you on the show anymore, and Bubba's sponsors decided not to deal with you anymore. Who's wrong in that situation? Who's wrong in that situation?
Well, no, see now the way you're
answering the question.
I know, but I'm agreeing with you. I can see now the way they're explaining it and the way I've read is that he was all canceled over what he said, not. And the only thing that he's
no, he's canceled over what he was trying to do, just as much as what he said.
But that in multiple articles that I've read, that's never been explained that way. They've always said it's just over the words he used against Saudi Arabia.
No. This is a business. This is a business deal, man. This is a business deal, and he absolutely. It's so crazy too. By giving the interview that he gave. He absolutely killed the Saudi Arabian Super League they were trying to build. It's over. It's DOA. No way, no how are they getting a single player from the PGA now. The PGA has said, if you go over there, you're never getting your tour card again. You're done. We're a membership organization. You're done.
That makes more sense because, once again, like how the media that I've read reported it, it was always just he went back and apologized for the things that he said negatively about Saudi Arabia. So I thought it was just... about the words. I didn't know that he was, pretty much shitting on the PGA.
Yeah, he has a long history of problems with the PGA, and that was the whole point of this, was trying to hurt the PGA. And then
they have all the rights to fucking tell him to fuck off.
Right.
No, I agree with you on that. See, now, if it was Thank you for explaining that to me.
You're welcome.
Because I thought it was bullshit that they were canceling him for just, words. That's why I kept saying, really what he said? Is it really supposed to get him canceled out of videos of tournaments that he's won before?
He's not canceled either. He can go sign with the Super League and golf with them. Like he's still allowed to golf.
Once he does that, he's fucked.
I mean, he kind of fucked himself anyways. He double fucked himself. He worked himself right on out.
And he's not much of a draw. I mean, well...
No, he is a draw. He is a huge draw. Phil's not on the Tiger level.
No, but I'm saying he's not going to be a draw in the Super League when no one else is playing with him.
I think, he's got to have competition. No
one wants to watch Phil Mickelson, hefty lefty, win every week.
Yeah. No.
How fun is that?
I mean, if you're a Phil Mickelson fan, it's fun, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the Super League with this, they might as well call it the Super Phil League. Well, I appreciate that, Brian. See, you were getting upset. I wasn't. I was
getting upset because I thought you were fully educated on the topic and you didn't think that it was right. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, that's why. Everything I've read on it, and it kind of just annoyed me because it goes with that whole cancel culture. Is that they were just picking on Phil for just kind of calling out something. But with a business standpoint, well, fuck Phil then.
It was all sorts of fucked up what Phil did, and so that's why he's been kind of removed right now because the commissioner wants to have a sit down with him. He needs to. Phil needs to do the right thing and sit down and talk to them about it and work through it because he is good for golf.
Tiger good for golf.
Tiger's the best for golf. He's getting inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame, and his daughter's going to be there to do it, which I think is a really nice touch because his son gets all the attention because he golfs with his dad. But I'm glad that Tiger's involving his daughter in this process.
Which one of his girlfriends will be there? All 15 of them?
No, he's got a pretty steady girlfriend now for a while.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Anything surprised you? Our last thing from the combine? Did you see that big offensive lineman?
Yeah,
like
4'8", 4'8", 40, 340 pounds. That's scary, man.
Did anyone jump up and say, draft me for the Bucks?
I really didn't watch it, man.
Oh.
I'm not.
You're gonna wait till draft day?
I'm not into watching dudes work out.
No? Like even seeing the stats?
I mean, I'll wait until right before the draft to worry about the draft. They've got pro day coming up still. The combine's lost some of its shimmer.
Yeah. Since now they kind of most of the quarterbacks in those positions.
Well, no, but if you're a smart guy, right?
Wait for the pro day.
You do half of it at the combine, the other half at the pro day, so you can focus on your month specializing on these three things, and then your next month specializing on these other things.
Well, they say too, a quarterback, since it's at your pro day, you're gonna have your wide receivers that you're familiar throwing with, and if you throw at the combine, obviously you're just throwing
and you're
randoms.
In a stadium that you've never played, in a different feel, and all of that. No, I agree with it. It's the combine is a convenience factor for the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, well, they can put it on the NFL Network.
Well, it's probably actually run its course. I mean, it's really not necessary anymore. But before travel was so easy and there was so much money in the league, it made a lot of sense. But now we're at the point where, everybody knows what's out there. It's just getting a better look at these guys, getting to spend time with them, and it is more convenient to have all of them, or as many as you can, in one place.
Yeah,
but
do you see it going away soon, or you think they're always
No, I think they'll keep it around. I think it will shrink in importance as it has over the as time goes on, but they'll keep it. It's more important now for the player interviews than anything else.
No, I could see that.
Yeah, getting to know this guy that you're going to be committing, $100 million to over the next 5 years. You need to know who you're dealing with.
Well, Brian, I appreciate it. Next week, we should be deep, kind of diving into NCAA.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, are you kidding? If it'll be right on we'll have the first 4 games will be over, and Selection Sunday is this Sunday. It's going to be a great tournament. It's wide open this year. Wide open.
So I'll try to get that one of the brackets up online, and then I'll tweet about it.
Yeah, we won't be able to do the picks live on the show. Well, actually, no, we will. We can do our picks live on the show because we've got Wednesday before. Yeah,
because
that'll be
Thursday.
Perfect.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah,
absolutely.
Perfect.
That sounds great.
All right, Brian. Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad you got all the signs signed.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in and
keep
doing
buying your Bubba Army medal sign, signed by yours truly, the Babyface. They are going to be collector's items. There are, I think, only about 300 in existence right now. So if you want to get my signature on something before I hit it super big, too big for you peasants, then I would hurry up and buy this sign now before it's too late.
Yeah. So what you want to do is go to Bubba Army Shop, BubbaArmyMerch.com.
Use promo code Babyface. You won't save anything.
But it will just show you're a big fan of Babyface.
Yep. Just type in promo code Babyface. I saw the sign, and I'll tell you, it opened up my eyes.
And you saw the sign.
No one's going to drag you up to get in the place where you belong.
Because you saw the sign.
I saw the sign.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Bubba is live tomorrow, 6 a.m., his last show of the week. He will be off Friday. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, how you're watching now, 6 a.m. Also, BubbaArmyRadio.com. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.